and welcome to The Best of the Nest, a program produced by the television production students of Armstrong High School. It takes a look at things from the students' point of view. I'm Bretland Johns of AHS-TV, and today we'll be taking a look at the cyber school and return of the Powder Puff football game. First up, our own Bridget Kilgore sat down with Mrs. Swingle to talk about the cyber school. Let's take a look.
Hello, I'm Bridget Kilgore of AHS-TV. Today I'm joined by Mrs. Swingle to talk about the difference between the cyber program and being in school. Would you please tell us a little about yourself for our viewers?
Well, I've been teaching for more years than I'd like to admit, but I've been with Armstrong School District for about 15 years now.
Awesome. Thank you. Now we're going to take a closer look at what students and staff think about Armstrong Cyber School.
Hello, I'm Colin of AHS-TV, and today we're taking a look at the difference between cyber and in-person school. Let's see what AHS has to say about it.
What are the pros and cons of Armstrong Cyber School?
Pros and cons, well, you get to sleep in, you get to, well, not do so heavy of work. And the cons, well, you don't really get to have friends. You kind of can't socialize, and you're kind of just home all day.
I think some of the pros of in-person school are, like seeing your friends, and you also get to, if you have questions for the teacher, you can talk to him or her immediately instead of trying to wait for them to respond on campus. And you get paper copies, which is also nice for some people because the online ones can get lost or deleted and all that stuff. And I think some of the cons of in-person school are the classroom distractions. When we have to switch in and out of going on the remote, it can be hard for a lot of students as well.
What are the pros and cons of in-person school?
Well, in-person school, the pros, you get to have friends. You get to do your work in class and just have fun. Cons, well, sometimes you don't really get a lot of sleep, or it can be kind of boring sometimes, but it's usually fun.
I think that from all the data from the past couple of years, I've noticed that a lot of students have preferred to be in person because all of this stuff, internet issues, stuff not being sent through, going cyber can be hard and there's no communication. And it's easier to have a stable environment. If we stay in school, it is better for a lot of students just to have that interaction with the teacher instead of just assuming this is what they want me to do and all that, and then we'd be getting bad grades without even knowing what we were doing wrong.
Which one is proven to be more efficient?
Personally, I think in school, because you get to have help from your teachers and just a lot more of help from friends, and it's just better to be in school because once you're online, you can't really ask for help, and it's a whole cavalcade of issues.
Well, I think some of the pros about cyber school are, first off, you don't have to deal with noisy classrooms, and you can work on your own time during classes. Say there's classes you're better at, you can finish them faster, and if you need more time on other classes, you have it. You also, get more sleep. And I think some of the cons are, well, you don't get to see any of your friends. There's, group projects, and it can be hard to keep yourself accountable when you're at home. You could easily just say, I'll do it later, and never get around to it.
Well, there you have it, folks, straight from the Hawk's Beak.
Thanks, Colin. I'm Bridget Kilgore of AHS-TV, for those of you just joining us. And I'm joined today by Mrs. Swingle to talk about some major challenges that teachers have while teaching cyber school. So, what is your biggest challenge while teaching cyber?
I would have to say, unfortunately, student engagement. A lot of students think that the cyber school is easy, and it really isn't. I mean, you have to put in the time, you have to do the work. It's just like being in school. So definitely student engagement is a major problem.
Oh, all right. Well, what are your most persistent problems teaching cyber school?
Procrastination. Everybody likes to put things off till the very last moment. And that doesn't always work, especially with technology, because sometimes we run into issues. So I always advise my students not to procrastinate, to try and get things done early on so that they don't push deadlines.
Yeah, I know that can be hard. What do you think is the most challenging problem for the students learning through the cyber program?
I think a big problem is learning how to manage their time. A lot of people have come to me and said, you know, like, I don't have time to do this class or whatnot. And if you develop a schedule and stick to the schedule, it will help tremendously in the long run. And I don't think that students realize that keeping a schedule is so important, especially in cyber.
Yeah, I know managing schedules can be pretty hard for students my age.
Well, for anybody.
Exactly. Yeah. What are the benefits of cyber school?
Definitely flexible scheduling. So if you have a doctor's appointment or whatnot during the day, you will be able to go to that and still be able to do your classes. So the way that I arrange my classes, I don't necessarily expect things turned in every day. I go week by week. So if you choose to do my class all in one day, then you would have the other days to focus on whatever other classes you would need to do. So it's definitely flexible schedule. It helps with work schedules. It helps if you have a family. You know, we do have some people who are students that do have babies. And also with after-school activities, so sports and whatnot, extracurricular activities. So if they're involved in wrestling, gymnastics, or whatnot, and want to go to a competition, cyber will allow them to do that while still keeping up with their education.
Yeah, one of the benefits for me, I've learned that they pay you for using the internet. Mm-hmm. Which I think is something absolutely amazing. Do they pay you? I don't know.
I am paid for cyber teaching,
yeah.
But that's really not the absolute goal. I want to reach out and help others. And if they're not able to come into the building for whatever reason, they're still entitled to a good education, and that's my main focus.
Do you revolve around student schedules whenever it comes to extracurricular? If they let you know about something like, hey, I have soccer practice, do you let them have extra time? Or?
Personally, absolutely. I am extremely flexible with cyber kids because they are doing cyber for a reason. Whether they need extra time, there's something going on at home, they're involved in, you know, extracurriculars, I am very forgiving. To a fault, almost. Yeah. Not so much for in-person, but definitely, you know, definitely for cyber. And I would think that it would be safe to say that of all the cyber teachers. I mean, if you communicate with the cyber teachers what's going on, we're going to be wanting to help.
Yeah. What's your personal late fee kind of type deal? Like,
I have in my syllabus that it's 24 hours, 48 hours, and then I give 1 point if you turn it in. I haven't been strict with that. I have a lot of junior high, 7th graders especially, that are just learning how to follow the high school schedule.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so it's very difficult. I am accepting work up through the end of the grading quarter. So if you didn't do anything all quarter and you want to give it a shot, you have that opportunity.
I think that's absolutely amazing. Do you think your skills are best applied in a classroom or on cyber?
Personally, I like in person. You develop a relationship with your students. You are able to help them much easier than you are through cyber. Cyber education, while it's great, it doesn't always allow for time for assistance or remediation. And that's definitely one of the drawbacks of cyber that I have seen. I like cyber too because, again, the flexibility. The students who are participating, we are developing a relationship, even though it's through cyber, but I still like to see people, you know, develop that personal relationship.
Do you have online classes?
I do. I do. Keeps me busy.
Do you prefer in-person school or cyber school?
It's a mix. It truly is. I like the being in person because, again, of the personal relationships that you develop with the students. I have been known as being very difficult in person. We've lightened up a little bit. I mean, with the pandemic and everything, you need to lighten up and let people be the way that they are. Not saying that it's a free-for-all, but we have developed a lot more personal skills with students. Cyber, like I said, I love the flexibility. I like everything being online. It's easier for me to keep track of. So it's a mix.
I get that completely. Well, that's all for this segment of Best of the Nest. I'd like to thank Mrs. Swingle for joining me today to talk about ASC's cyber program.
Thanks, Bridget. We're going to take a short break and we'll be back with more AHS-TV Best of the Nest.
Going on to college signals independence, but independence doesn't mean you have to go it alone. At IUP, we'll assign you a guide from day one, someone you can turn to for advice or encouragement. And our Q&A center will point you in the right direction and get you the answers you need. We know a little help will take you a long way. We believe in you. IUP.
All right, hi Jade. Thanks for joining me today on behalf of Rutland Johns and AHS-TV. So basically, we're going to talk about respect and what it means here at Armstrong High. So let me ask you, what does respect mean to you?
I think respect is just practically, I guess I'm going to use the word respecting individuals' opinions and just let them have their own opinion without fighting it. Everybody is entitled to their own opinion.
Right. So basically that you can't necessarily expect somebody to agree with something, but so long as it's not hurting you or bothering you in a direct or harmful kind of way, leave it alone, basically.
Yeah,
kind of
exactly.
live and let die kind of thing. Do you think that, generally speaking, the students here at Armstrong are respectful?
Yeah, it's a very respectful environment. There are going to be those groups that are going to try to bring people down, but I feel like what we're doing in the school is try to push this positivity and respect onto all the students, which is actually helping and bringing us up.
Okay, yeah, I'd agree with that from what I see from a teacher's point of view. I mean, obviously, there are some recent events, and at our school in particular, but also on a national stage, which are bringing out a lot of ugliness. And do you think that that's really representative of everybody?
No, definitely not. The events that has happened recently in the past is really upsetting because our school is definitely not represented by those couple kids that are being disrespectful. They go with the group that are trying to bring us down, but we're trying to shed as much positive light and respect as we can, and it's very hard when this is being brought, the bad part of our school is being brought to light.
Right, kind of like almost like a vocal minority, so
Yeah.
to speak, or something like that. Obviously, you're a senior, so we have a change of leadership with new principals this year. What kind of changes do you see here in trying to promote positivity
I
and
think-
notions of respect?
I think the principals are getting involved way more than the past. They want us to have more freedom, but that's where the respect comes in. To have that freedom, we need that respect. And the principals are having these assemblies, having new leadership meetings, where all the clubs need to get involved with each other and help each other out. So I really appreciate their involvement in the students. So that's nice to see now.
Okay, now, would you consider yourself a student leader?
Yes.
Okay, and in what ways do you try to set a positive example to your peers?
I just show that, be kind to everyone. Yeah, you can tell the truth, but tell it in a positive way. If they're asking, a hard question, help them out. I don't know, just keep pushing them. Help everybody out. Be kind to everybody.
Okay, because there's no reason to bring
Yeah,
anybody
exactly.
down ultimately. And truth be told, you're not going to win anybody over by attacking
Yeah.
them, right? So let me ask your opinion on this PBIS program that the school instituted this year. The first month, I believe, was safety, and then trust, and now we're on kindness. Do you think that that is having any kind of a real impact on the student body?
I think it is, because these tickets come with these prizes that are more extravagant than the past that we've had, if we had any. And these kids are trying to push for these tickets, which is providing this more positive environment for our student body.
Now, you said how we had an assembly recently. I wasn't there for the whole thing, but I got there at the end of it. So I got to see Mr. Lorigan call different kids down, right? And ask, like, what's one kind thing you did? And then he'd kind of like tie that to another kid and bring it down. And kind of like showing that a single act of kindness affects someone else and almost starts like this domino effect or something like that. Do you see that at play out in the school?
Yeah, definitely. Like, just probably 10 minutes ago, I went up to Miss Timmons to say I was coming down here, and I saw this group of kids helping these other group of kids with chem, like helping what they don't understand. Like, so I really enjoyed seeing that, yeah.
All right, cool. Okay, anything else you'd like to say?
No, I just feel like if we just keep pushing this positive attitude and the respect, we'll get to a much better place than what we have been previously shown as.
Okay, so yeah, I think it kind of ends up by saying that we need to do better, and we are better, and we will do better.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
The Communications, Media, and Instructional Technology PhD program gave my life direction. This program was perfect for me with a combination of research and media production. Hands-on courses gave me skills that I now pass on to my students. I use all three areas of the program, production, theory, and research, every day in my job as a college professor.
Learn how the CMIT PhD program can change your life. Visit iup.edu/CMIT.
And we're back with more of the AHS-TV's Best of the Nest. I'm Bretland Johns of AHS-TV. Next up, our own Toby Atwood takes a look at the return of Powder Puff girls game here at AHS.
Hello, I'm Toby Atwood of AHS-TV. Today I'm joined by Mr. Chauncey to talk about the Powder Puff game. Would you please tell us a little bit about yourself for our viewers?
I've been a math teacher here since the building opened. Been teaching to the district for about 25, 26, 27 years. I don't know, they start to blend. And I'm coaching the seniors this year for another year of Powder Puff.
All right. Well, thank you. We're going to take a closer look at the students and staff of AHS and their thoughts about the return of the Powder Puff game.
Hi, I'm Wayne Hebner of AHS-TV. Today we're going to be taking a look at Powder Puff. Let's see what AHS has to say about it. So Zane, are you participating in the 2021 Powder Puff game?
Yeah, I'll be cheering. It's going to be lit. Pull up.
All right, I will. So, are you cheering on the juniors or senior side, and who do you think will win?
I'm cheering on the seniors. We got a lot of dogs out there. We're going to win.
It'll be tough competition though, right?
No.
No?
We're going to kill them.
Awesome. That's what I like to hear. So Jonas, are you participating in the 2021 Powder Puff game?
Yes, I am. I am so excited to cheer for Powder Puff.
Are you cheering on the juniors or seniors, and who do you think will win?
I'm cheering on the juniors, and I think we will kill you guys.
I disagree, but who do you think the standout participants of the cheer squad and the football team will be?
I think the standout participants in the cheer squad will be me, Charlie Dosh, Brandon Cuges, and the football team, Cassidy Adams and Emma Smith.
Who do you think will be the standout participants of the cheer squad and the football teams?
Cheer squad, I'd have to say probably Luke Rogalski.
Rogalski.
He's going to be flying in the air, doing twirlies, everything. And for the girls, I'd probably say Lane Miller. She's fast. She's going to be scoring a lot.
So Noah, are you participating in the 2021 Powder Puff game?
I'm going to be coaching along with Connor Sugola on offense. And then defensively, we have two other football players, Dylan Gagini and Cherokee Shrepinos.
Are you coaching for the juniors or seniors, and who do you think will win?
I'm coaching the seniors, and we will win because we just will. We'll be more prepared.
Exactly. Who do you think any standout participants or cheer squad participants on the football team will be?
For that cheer squad, honestly, I don't know too many people cheering, honestly. But I know Luke Rogalski is and Zane Lasher, so I'm sure they'll make it great. And as far as standouts for football, I think Lane Miller will stand out and Ava Morelli.
Well, there you have it, folks. Straight from the Hawk speak. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Lane. I'm Toby of AHS-TV, for those of you just joining us, and I'm joined today by Mr. Chauncek to talk about Powder Puff. So, how many years of experience coaching Powder Puff have you had?
I've been doing it for about a little over 20 years. I started at Katanning Senior High School and been doing it here at Armstrong ever since.
Do you feel that the build-up to this Powder Puff game is much greater than prior years?
Not having it last year was, I definitely, missed. So I think this year's definitely, I think the girls are more excited. I'm not, it's going to be tough to, with the success of the volleyball team and the football team, it's hopefully that doesn't interfere with it. But I really do believe that the girls are going to be looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it, and hopefully we have a pretty good evening.
Do you feel that the team this year is stronger than in prior years?
To be honest, I think this year's team is going to be, we have some pretty good athletes, but I really believe that this year's team, lacking not playing last year, puts a little bit more of an even playing field.
Mm-hmm.
I do believe that we are bigger, stronger, and should do better and should be able to be successful, but anything could happen. It's a one game, and let's just hope for the best.
So as you said, we do have other girls on our team that are playing other sports. Do you feel that their other sports will carry over to the Powder Puff game? I
think being an athlete and competing in a sport, especially a sport that you haven't really played before, is only a benefit. And I believe that with all these girls, a lot of these girls do play other sports. They are talented. I've been around them for a long time, so it absolutely will help. But even the kids that haven't played, it's new to everybody, football, in general. But yeah, to sum it up, I think playing another sport, other sports will definitely help.
Mm-hmm. So as you said, we didn't have that experience of playing last year. Do you have a game plan going into the game this year?
I always pray that we don't turn the ball over and that we play a safe, good, competitive game. My goal is to prepare the girls, and I'll do my best. We'll be having practices throughout the week, usually about 6 hours a night, so they should be ready for the game coming up. And I think if they're prepared, then it's only going to be just another little feather in the cap, and hopefully we'll be successful. And, let's just try our best.
Agreed. So having Dylan Gagini, Noah Shuttleworth, Cherokee Schreckengust, and Connor Segula alongside you in the coaching staff, do you think that the seniors stand a pretty good chance against the junior class?
I think we absolutely will be favored by, I think the point spread right now is 7.5. I'm pretty sure that, having those guys, it's only going to help. Now, obviously, next week, they're going to be busy, so I'm not going to have them as much. I think Coach Enders is also going to help me out a little bit, so I'm going to work with him, and when his free time, he's going to work with the girls too. So I'll be on my own a lot, other than, like I said, Mr. Enders and I, the boys are going to be involved in their football, so they will help when they're there, when they put their time in. But I really, we'll do our best, like I said.
So definitely preparation is a big key to going into the game. Yeah.
Absolutely. I want the girls to be prepared for anything, and I've been around so many years doing this thing, and I know what's involved, what's needed to be involved, what's needed to be successful, and I really believe that these girls will, I'll have them ready.
Do you have anything else you'd like to add?
I hope everybody shows up. It's a great night. It's a quick night. I'm excited to see the cheerleaders in action. They always do their best, and hopefully, like I said, the weather cooperates is the biggest thing.
I sure hope
hopefully
so.
Nice, warm, sunny day, and then it carries on through the night.
Okay, well, that's all for this segment of Best of the Nest. I'd like to thank Mr. Chauncek for joining me today to talk about the Big Powder Puff matchup.
Well, that's our show for this week. Best of the Nest is produced by our students enrolled in television production courses at Armstrong High School. Join us again next time for a look at what is happening around the Armstrong High School from our students' point of view. Until then, our Nest to yours. Have a great week.